Hello friends, I am Amiranu Nizami and I am going to start the continuous beam solution in Abacus. So today we will learn the continuous beam solving on software Abacus. So let's start. So what is the problem? That a continuous beam of length 1000 units whose support is fixed at left end and hinged at 600 units from left end. A concentrated force of magnitude 9000 units is applied at 1000 units distance, and concentrated moment of magnitude 700 units is acting at 300 units from the left end. So here units we have mentioned every places where it is a force, then Newton, moments then it is Newton meter or Newton mm. So now what we have to do, we have to find the displacements and draw the deformed shape in Abacus, and also verify it with the MATLAB code results. So if we have done the MATLAB coding, then we will also verify it with that. So let's start. So the problem is this is the beam, a continuous beam where left end is fixed support and a moment, concentrated moments of 700 units, maybe Newton meter, Newton mm or kilonewton meter, any unit it may be. So it's acting in the anti-clockwise direction at a coordinate of 300 comma 0. So in this pink color we have written the coordinates here, we can see, and in the yellow color the load is applied, it is the moment and it is the force, and the beam is shown in the orange color line diagram of the beam. Okay, and the length is written here that this span is 300, this is 300, and this is 400. So the coordinate at 0 0 is a fixed support, 300 comma 0 a moment acting in the anti-clockwise direction with a magnitude of 700, and a hinge support is there at a coordinate of 600 comma 0, and a concentrated force is acting at 1000 comma 0 coordinate. So we know that finite element, because Abacus is a finite element package software. So if there is any constraints or supports or the load applied, then there must be a nodes. We have to consider a nodes there. So we see that here is a, at the 0 0 there is a fixed support, at 300 comma 0 there is a moments acting, then again at 600 comma 0 there is a hinge supports, and at 1000 comma 0 which is the node 4 there is a concentrated moment. So we have chosen node 1, node 2, node 3 and node 4. So therefore we can just denote it first part, second part or third part or element. Okay, so some important points when we are going to solve this problem. So we are having some theoretical background. So we are solving beam problem using Euler-Bernoulli beam. So what we are solving using the concept of Euler-Bernoulli beam theory. Next we will solve this beam with Timoshenko beam theory. So in Timoshenko beam theory we will consider the shear deformation, but in Euler-Bernoulli beam theory there is no shear deformation is considered. So no shear deformation are considered here. So in Euler-Bernoulli beam, the shape functions are cubic in nature and are known as Hermite polynomials. So we introduce nodes wherever there is change in the cross section or application of the loads. So we have just introduced that wherever there is a change in cross section, but in our cases the cross section was constant, but there was a loads applied. Okay, and we choose minimum number of nodes as number of loads acting at various positions and the constraints or supports. So we have seen already these points. So we can see it is a shape function here written n1, n2, n3 and n4. It is the shape function. So w of x, if it is in this element, if it is the deformation in the vertical directions at any place x distance. So n1 w1 plus n2 theta 1, this plus n3 w2 and n4 theta 2. So because the beam has, this is the beam element, and this node and this node, each node has 2 degrees of freedom, one vertical deflection and another is the rotation. So total 4 degrees of freedom are there for each element of a beam, 2D beam. So at any point, if we find out the displacement, vertical displacements within this element, what we have to depend upon, because it would be a function of x from here to here. So this w of x would be a function of the shape function n1. So n1 into this displacement w1 plus n2 into theta 1 plus n3 into this w2 plus n4 into theta 2. This is from the finite element concepts, finite element method. So this is called the shape functions. So what's the value of n1? It's written here 1 minus 3x square by l square plus 2x cube by l cube. n2 is this, n3 and n4. Okay, so this is the, we can see from here it is a cubic polynomial. So we can see it's a cubic polynomial. So therefore it's a cubic polynomial, and it is also called Hermite polynomials. Okay. So these concepts we are just telling because it will be used in the abacus package. We will see one by one. So step for the abacus. So when we will just go to abacus, we will open the abacus CAE file. Then we will save the file name. Then we will go to the parts and create the parts. We will go to the properties and assign the properties to that beam. We will also go to the assembly, then to the step. Then we will just make the loads and the boundary conditions. Then we will mesh the beam, and then finally we will assign the job, and we will get the results from there. So we are going here to start our work. So we will just write abacus CAE. So abacus CAE file is here. We will just start. It's opening. Just it takes some time to start. Yeah, it's got started. It is standard. So now the first we have opened the abacus CAE file. Then we will save the file. So second step, we will save it. So we will save this file with cont beam 2. We will save this name cont beam 2. Okay. So here it's saved the name with cont beam 2. Now we will go to part. So here it's already in part, we can see. We will just come here, create part. So we will click here, create part. We know we have 2D planner, so we will click here 2D planner, deformable body, and here we will select wire. So here we will select wire, should be noted. Now suppose this, we are just giving suppose 5000. Continue. So now here we will select the nodes. So create isolated points. So we have to select the points here. So for that I will go back to my slides. So let me show you the slide once again, that what we are discussing, it will help here why we are discussing these points. So nodes 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 nodes we have chosen. Why we have chosen 4 nodes? Because one left end was fixed end or fixed supports. This was there at 2 nodes. It's acting a concentrated moments, and node third a hinge support, and node 4 a concentrated moments. So we can also see the coordinates, that 0 0 for this fixed, 300 0 for moments, 600 0 for hinged, and 1000 0 for the concentrated forces. So now we will come back to our, so first we will provide 0 0 and then we will press enter. Okay, so here already 0 0 node is made. Now second coordinate was 300 comma 0. Again we will enter. So again 300 comma 0 node is there. Now where at 300 comma 0 what's there is a concentrated moments we have seen right now. So we can again show you, here's a concentrated 300 comma 0 concentrated moments is acting. Okay, now at 600 comma 0 a hinge will act. So now we will go to the again 600 comma 0 and new nodes here where hinge would be there, and at the end 1000 comma 0 coordinate last where the concentrated force would act. Now these we have made minimum parts. It is the minimum number of parts or elements we have chosen for the finite element concepts, because if there is any constraints or boundary condition or supports or the forces acting, then that minimum number of nodes must be this much. So now we will connect with the lines. So we will click here, then connect it, then again click and then again connect it. So now to remove it we will just press escape, it would get escaped. Now we will just click here done. So this is our beam made. This is the part, first part is complete. Now we will go to the second step, which is property. So we will come and click here. Okay, so in the Euler-Bernoulli beam till now we are not just worrying about the self weight. So we will not give any self weight, but rather we will give the elastic properties. So in mechanical we will go and we will just provide the elastic properties. We will click here. So what it's asking, Young's modulus. Suppose we are taking random a value of 1. Suppose it may be any units. Right now we are taking, and the Poisson's ratio for Euler-Bernoulli beam we know that it's 0. So we have provided the value. Okay. Now it's telling the create section. We can see here it's written create section. So we will click here. So suppose we are having a rectangular section. So we will click REC and it's a beam. Okay. So we will click here. Okay, we'll just click, we will go to rectangular and we will continue. So what's a here in this, it's a bit. So suppose we are giving it 12 and b we are giving suppose 1, in such a way that e multiplied by I should be equals to 1. In that manner we have chosen a and b values. So only for our convenience we can give any value to it. Okay, now okay, this is what, this is assign the sections. So now we will assign the section. It is telling that select the regions to be assigned a section. So this section must be chosen. We have chosen that, then we will click done and then we will click OK. So it got assigned. Now we will cut it because no more section is allowed. Now here what it is telling, assign beam orientation. We will click on it and select the regions to be assigned. We will select this again, we will just click. So it's got assigned. So we will just click yes, enter, and we will click OK. So it get assigned. Okay, now we will go to the next part, it's assembly. We will click here to the assembly, create assembly. So we will just click OK. So it get assembled. Now the next step, we will go to step. So we will just create. So a static general force, because force is acting statically. So we will static general, continue. We will just click OK. So it's a static general, dismiss. Now field output we will create, continue. We will just go to stress, Mises stress. We will go to strains. total strain, and here we will go to displacements, u translations, ut, ur, and we may get to forces where reaction forces moments. We will just tell okay and we will dismiss. Now we will go to the next. There is no need for the interaction because we are not making two different parts but only single part is there. So we will go directly to load. Now what's written here, it's showing the create load, so we will just create the load case. So one is the concentrated force, so this concentrated force is acting at coordinate, we will see. We will click here, continue. So we have to choose, select the points for the load where we have to apply the loads. So we have chosen the concentrated loads, so the concentrated loads are acting, we can see, at coordinate 1000 comma 0. So we will just see here, it's the endpoint here, we will just done. So it's done. So cf1 is your, cf2 is the in the -5 direction, so minus 9000 and follow the nodal rotation. Okay, so it's shown that here a concentrated force appears. Now again the second create load case again. So now we will apply for the moments, continue. So the moments is acting at coordinate 300 comma 0, which is here. We will click here and done, and this moment values is minus 700. We will click follow rotation. Okay, so a moment is shown here in the anti-clockwise direction. Now create the boundary condition. Now we will create the boundary condition. Okay, boundary condition 1, we can say fixed boundary condition, displacements continue. So we have to choose this. So this is a left hand which is fixed, so we will just click done. Now fixed boundary means no vertical displacement or horizontal displacements, neither rotation is allowed, everything is 0 0. So we have just shown, click OK. Now again we will go to create boundary conditions. So we will have second boundary which is hinge, continue. So where it is hinged, it is hinged at this position at 600 comma 0. So we will just click done, and we know that at a hinge roller, so only the vertical displacement is 0, neither rotation nor horizontal. So we will just provide vertical u2 should be 0, assign. Okay, now this part is over. We have made a beam with all the constraint conditions and loading conditions. So load case is over. Now we will go to the next part where is mesh. So we will now mesh the beam. So first, if you will click here, it will show dependent paths. We will just make dismiss. We will again go to the part. We'll just click again to the mesh, and then now we will click here. So it will show. So 40 approximate global size, or we can say 50. Suppose we are taking the elements, apply. So these are the elements you can see. Okay, we will go here, mesh part. Okay, to the mesh part, yes. So it's meshed already. Now we will see here assign element type. We will click here, select the regions to be assigned the element types. We will come here, click done. It's showing that standard beam linear displacement is linear, and the shear flexible or cubic formulation. So we have just shown that the cubic formulation was there for the shape functions. It's Euler-Bernoulli, so no shear. So we will just click here cubic formulation, then we will click OK. So it's done. Okay, done. So now we will go to job, click, we will just click here, create job 1, So we can give now any job, continue. Okay, so now it's shown. Now we will see data check. Okay, it's checking, so let's check the data. It's running. So it's shown check completed. We will now submit. After data check we will submit it. Okay, so it's got submitted. Let's see what it will show the results. Completed. So now we will click on results. So this beam will go to, this is the plot contours and deformed shape. So we will click here. So it is a deformed shape of the beam. So we can also verify that here at this end there would be zero displacement, and just it will just vary, and at some place it would be zero where the hinge support is acting, and then at the far end where there is a concentrated forces and free end, so the maximum displacement would be there. So it's showing the maximum displacement at that position. So we can see here with the ut we can click translational displacements. So it's showing the red one. It is the red which is the maximum 4.08 into 10 to the power 11 magnitude, the displacements, maximum displacement at this position. And blue is 0, so here at the fixed support it's 0, and again somewhere at the hinge support also there would be 0 displacements. Okay, so this is the result what we are getting for the deformed shape of the beam, continuous beam, from MATLAB. We can also verify it with the help of sorry, we are getting with the Abacus, so we can also verify it with the MATLAB. So let me open the MATLAB simultaneously. MATLAB. So I will open the MATLAB. It takes some time. So here it's the continuous beam, same problem is here. So we will just click run command to part length of the beam, total length of beam 1000, enter the width 12 and the depth was 1, e value was 1, and the span, first span was 300, second span was also 300, second, and the third was 400. So distributed load was not acting there, so that was 0. So let us see. Yeah, so here we can see that this is the MATLAB coding, and we are getting the results from here for the displacements. We can see. So we, in this slide we have also shown that. Let me show you. Just So here we have seen that maximum displacement in the abacus value, and this was from the MATLAB results. So U max we can see in the 10 to the power 11, 4.079 means roughly 8. So we are getting the same results what we are just uh, seeing from the abacus results. Okay, same value we are just looking. So thank you. So thanks a lot for this, and in the next video we will see the Timoshenko beam with a similar concept, but their additional shear deformation would take place. So till then, have a good day. Thank you.